Imagine a battle that would make the universe itself tremble. On one side, the King of Olympus, a calculating strategist whose word is law and whose wrath is a natural disaster. On the other, the unbreakable defender of Asgard, a warrior who knows no fear, wielding a hammer that never misses its mark. For centuries, people have argued, whose lightning is brighter? Whose power is more devastating? One took his throne by overthrowing the Titans. The other proves his right to lead every single day in brutal battles against the giants. Today, we settle this debate once and for all. Who will be left standing when the thunder fades? Zeus or Thor? Buckle up. We're starting the greatest battle in mythological history.
Round 1.
Since we're here to find out who's tougher, let's look at how they actually hit each other. Zeus wields the Master Bolt, forged by the Cyclops to annihilate the Titans. This isn't just a weapon, it's precision artillery. He doesn't need to charge into battle. He can sit on Olympus, sip nectar, and strike a target across the world. The Master Bolt doesn't miss. It melts mountains and turns enemies to ash in an instant. Thor would laugh at that. His weapon, Mjölnir, is all about impact. Yes, it can summon lightning, but its true power lies in force, weight, and momentum. Thor uses it like a boomerang. Throw, crush a giant skull, catch. Unlike Zeus, Thor needs to feel the weapon in his hand. But there's a catch. To wield that power, he needs special gauntlets. Without them, Mjölnir is just a heavy chunk of metal. With them, Thor turns any battlefield into ruins.
Round 2.
Zeus is not the kind of guy who charges into battle shouting, "For Olympus!" He is a politician, a manipulator, and a strategist. He began his rise by overthrowing his own father, not in a fair fight, but by forming a coalition, freeing the necessary monsters from Tartarus, and choosing the perfect moment to strike. Zeus is used to being at the top of the food chain. His fighting style is cold calculation. If he sees that his opponent is strong, he won't try to overpower him. He will find a weakness, deceive him, change form, or simply bury the enemy under sheer force, as he did with Typhon. For him, victory at any cost is more important than honor.
Thor is the complete opposite. If Zeus sits on a throne and gives orders, Thor is always somewhere in the mud, knee-deep in the blood of giants. He is Asgard's special forces. Thor doesn't waste time on intrigue. He sees a problem and hits it with his hammer. His main trait is extreme endurance and stubbornness. He can take blow after blow, bleed, and still keep moving forward until he crushes his opponent's skull. But that is also his weakness. Thor is predictable. He believes that any obstacle can be broken if you hit it hard enough. Where Thor sees a fight, Zeus is already playing a game of chess, where Thor is just a piece.
Round 3.
The problem with Zeus is that he's too in love with his own reflection. His ego is as massive as Olympus itself, and he genuinely believes he's infallible. Because of this, he often underestimates his opponents, viewing them as beneath his dignity. Zeus is used to everyone bowing down to him, so even the slightest defiance or insolence makes him lose his cool, leading to costly mistakes. But the biggest hole in his defense is his passion. If Zeus sees a beautiful woman, he forgets everything else in the world. He's easy to distract, trick, or lure into a trap just by playing on his weakness for pleasure. Thor's problems are of a different kind. He's a prisoner of his own reputation as the strongest. Thor is used to solving problems head-on, so his tactic is having no tactic at all. If an opponent turns out to be smarter or uses illusion magic, as Loki often did,
Thor flies into a blind rage. And rage is a terrible advisor. He's impulsive. He hits first and asks questions later. On top of that, Thor is heavily dependent on his artifacts. If you strip him of the chance to touch Mjölnir or leave him without his magical gear in the heat of battle, he'll still be a formidable fighter, but he'll lose his status as the god of thunder.
Final verdict.
If you put them in a clean arena with nowhere to hide, just raw brute force, Zeus would be in serious trouble. Thor is built to survive where others break. His endurance and Mjölnir allow him to tank massive damage and hit back twice as hard. In a grueling war of attrition, the Norse god would likely just outlast the Olympian and eventually crush his skull. But a real battle of the gods is never fair. Zeus isn't about a fair fight. He's about victory. His arsenal of abilities is far wider. He can shapeshift, turn invisible, or summon nature on a scale Thor has never even dreamed of. While Thor is trying to close the gap to land a hammer blow, Zeus will be raining lightning from the sky, using his superior speed and intellect to stay out of reach.
So, what's the verdict? In a fist fight, Thor wins. But in a real battle, where tactics and the ability to exploit an enemy's weaknesses decide the outcome, Zeus takes the crown. He simply wouldn't give Thor the chance to land that one game-ending strike, finishing the fight before Thor even realizes what's happening. But what do you think? Who would win in your version of this clash? Let me know in the comments. Whose side are you on? Olympus or Asgard?